April 5, 1923. Inside a Cairo hotel room, Lord Carnarvon is burning with a severe fever. He struggles for air, dying at exactly 1:55 a.m. At that exact minute, the city's power grid fails, plunging the entirety of Cairo into total darkness. Thousands of miles away in London, at that very same moment, Carnarvon's pet dog lets out a sudden howl and drops dead. These eerie events happen just months after Carnarvoning of a sealed 3,000-year-old tomb in the Egyptian desert. According to the newspapers, a clay tablet outside the tomb carried a distinct warning. Death would come on swift wings to anyone who disturbed the resting place of the pharaoh. Shortly after the tomb was breached, a cobra, the ultimate symbol of Egyptian royalty, slithered into a golden cage and ate the lead archaeologist's pet canary. Then the human body count began to rise. An X-ray specialist dropped dead. A 78-year-old man whose son worked on the dig jumped from a 7th-floor window. Over the next 6 years, 22 people connected to the excavation died. In 1926, an autopsy revealed a mark on the mummy's cheek, sitting exactly where Lord Carnarvon received his fatal insect bite. With 22 people dead, the public was entirely convinced the tomb was cursed, but those deaths deserve a closer look. The clay tablet warning of swift wings never actually existed. It was an invention of a reporter and an amateur archaeologist, validated only by the silent smile of a team member. A 2002 British Medical Journal study compared the 25 Westerners who entered the tomb against the 19 who stayed outside. The exposed group lived to an average age of 73, exceeding the standard life expectancy for that era. Walking into the burial chamber didn't shorten a single lifespan. The supernatural threat was an illusion created by ignoring the survivors. The eerie omens also dissolve under scrutiny. In the 1920s, Cairo's power grid failed on a near-constant basis. And if you adjust the clocks for time zones, Carnarvon's dog died hours after he did, not at the exact same minute. Carnarvon himself died from entirely grounded causes. He accidentally sliced open a mosquito bite while shaving. In a world before penicillin existed, that minor cut turned into a lethal blood infection. A few workers did experience real respiratory illnesses, but the culprit was biological: Aspergillus niger, an ancient but highly treatable fungus trapped inside the sealed chamber. As for the matching facial scar perfectly aligning with Carnarvon's bite, the Morning Post, a British tabloid, furious over being denied exclusive access to the dig, simply invented it. A mix of pre-modern medicine, natural fungal growth, and a bitter newspaper war created the illusion of ancient magic. If a protective hex was actually guarding the room, the very first people to breach the door should have been the first to die. Yet Lady Evelyn, one of the first inside, lived to be 78. Dr. Douglas Derry, the man who physically sliced open the mummy's wrappings, lived to 87. And Howard Carter, the lead archaeologist who breached the door and pulled the pharaoh from his resting place, lived for another 16 years. Whenever reporters asked him about the deadly curse, his response was always the same: "I am still alive." The supposed hex bypassed the exact people who committed the most blatant violations of the sacred space. The reality of King Tutankhamun is a sharp contrast to the legend. He was a sickly, inbred teenager with a clubfoot, considered so politically irrelevant that his successors intentionally scrubbed his name from the historical record. He was meant to be forgotten completely. But by unearthing the tomb and accidentally setting off a global media frenzy, Howard Carter ultimately gave the fragile boy king exactly what ancient Egyptians desired: